welcome to the next tutorial of React. In this tutorial we are going to see what are the class components. So continuing from the last tutorial, in that we have seen what are the functional components and how to define it. So even you can use ES6 classes to define a component. So basically class component is like in ES6 features of JavaScript, they have released, they have provided this class based feature, means you can define classes inside JavaScript. Alright, so let's start and let's create one more component. Let's say I'll name it as profile comp.js. So this is the first file that I just created. So you can directly copy some of the things from previous component, right? So in this we have to create a class with the same name as that of a file. So the name of the class would be profile comp, and this is a basic class. Now React has a component class which is already defined, and we have to import it first. And now we have to extend this component to our local class. Alright, so every class has a constructor, so we have to define the constructor inside it, and then using this super function, we can invoke the constructor of its parent class, that is of component class. Now this class component will have a render method, which is a by default method, and whenever we call the render, whenever we call any class component, so render will get called automatically. And now this render will return a JSX, that is an HTML. Alright, so we can directly have a normal class component like hello class, right? And again I have to export it, so I'll export with the default so that I can use it inside other component. So inside app.js, again I'll put a horizontal line using this HR tag, and below that I will add my profile component. So this is profile comp, right? So once you press the control and space, this will be the first import, and this line will get automatically added in your VS Code. So you have to just save this file and you can check it. So this is class component that we rendered. Alright, so now this class component has some of the benefits, which are like it has its own states. Also we can pass the props, like we can directly copy these inside class component. Also we can use those props, those property bindings, using this keyword. So this dot props dot name is the property that we have set, right? So we can catch the property that we have already sent from the parent. So likewise it has its own state, it has its own variables, you can say. So those variables can be declared inside the state. Let's say first name and last name are the states which are defined inside the state of this class, right? So basically props are immutable, means you cannot change the prop inside a class component, but you can change the state. So first we will print the state, and we can print the state using the same analogy, that is this dot state dot first name. and I'll add one space between these two variables. So basically state belongs to this class, that's why we have to use this keyword. Again, props belongs to this class, that's why we have to use this keyword. But in functional component we can opt it out. All right, so this is it. We can print the first name and the last name likewise. All right, so these variables or these data properties which are only accessible within this class component. If you want to pass these properties, if you want to pass this data to another component, then again you have to use props. All right, so this is it. This is a class component. So now class component has some of the benefits, and which are, it has its own state. So just now we defined our states. So these first name and last name are the states which are used to hold the data inside your class. Then it has some lifecycle methods, like it has component did mount and component will unmount. Likewise, there are lots of lifecycle methods which can be used for data integration, and it can be used for your business logic purpose. Then you can also do memoization with react.pure component. So we will see that how to do it, right? So inside functional components you cannot declare the states, right? So after 16.8 version they have given the provision like you can use the hooks and you can define your own states. And again there are some other hooks which are like use effect. So previously, before 16.8, there was no provision to define states inside your functional components. Like we cannot define our own states here, but we can use hooks and we can define the states inside this also. Alright guys, so hope you like this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe. So thank you so much. Keep learning, keep watching. Thank you.